Hey, what's going on, guys? Appreciate you stopping by. I'm sure that you've heard about some situations impacting water facilities in Minnesota, Michigan, and maybe some other states. And I did a little digging and doing some research. I found out more than what I was just hearing about on some YouTube channels, as well as some of the media that I pay attention to. So I thought I would do a quick video and share what I know right now, and just pass this on. And by the way, if you have any insights, any thoughts, comments, put them down below. I appreciate it. So I got a few notes here, and what I'm seeing right now is that in Minnesota, at least 30 water systems were impacted by a cyber attack over the last week. At least 30. And again, from what I've seen, water quality was not impacted. Although who knows what the truth really is regarding that. And also in Michigan, it's reported that 7 water systems there were impacted by a cyber attack over the last week as well. And cyber attacks on water systems were reported in at least 7 states. So there's an additional 5 states at least that were reported having some type of cyber attack on their water infrastructure. I have not heard of any issues with water quality. This mostly impacted operation. And from what I'm understanding is they targeted PLCs. And PLCs are like mini computers that help control things like pumps, valves, things like that. So supposedly water quality was not impacted. There have been reports and suspicions that Iran was behind the attack. And as of when I'm recording this, the FBI has not come out and said that they have any substantial evidence. There are also reports that maybe it was not the Iranian government, but groups that are anti-American and in favor of Iran. So kind of like special interest groups that are favorable to Iran that may be involved. I don't know if we'll ever hear the truth. We'll see, how much more information is released over time. And if it stops, we may not hear much of anything because, the next news cycle will show up. So, this is very similar to what Iran has been involved in before when it comes to cyber attacks. So if Iran is involved, and to a certain point, if Iran's not involved, it's still very concerning because whoever did it, what might they do next? If they are anti-American, they have ill intentions towards you and me and the rest of us, what might they do next? Could they do something with our fuel infrastructure, our pipelines, our transportation hubs, our hospital systems? So much of the hospital systems nowadays runs on, internet and network-based software and systems. Who knows what could happen? Could they target our financial infrastructure? I'm sure that these are things that are targeted, and there are attempts on a regular basis. And much of the IT infrastructure within large companies, large government organizations, they fend off these attacks. But it's probably just a matter of time before they're successful, much like what's happened in Minnesota and Michigan and other states. So it's important to keep these things in mind that we are always hearing about the threat of cyber attacks and other potential disasters and events, but we don't hear a whole lot of them actually being successful. Yet cyber attacks, and it's not always public. Sometimes it's on private companies. I've seen that firsthand. They are successful quite often, and you just don't hear about it. They don't make the mainstream media. You don't hear about it. But yet it can cost company millions and millions and millions of dollars to either pay the ransom or to not pay it, but it costs them money in sales, in lower efficiencies, lower operations, as well as replacement of computer hardware and software. So, like I said, I've seen this firsthand, and it's absolutely happening, but just not to the scale that many of us consider when it comes to preparedness and self-reliance. So, to sum this up, we've had cyber attacks. Not exactly sure who did it. There's a lot of information and evidence pointing to Iran. Who knows? But somebody did it. And what's next? Will they ramp it up? Will they go to more states? Will they go into other industries? That remains to be seen. But it does provide another piece of the puzzle when you are looking at reasons to become more self-sufficient, more self-reliant, to put some preps back, whether it's your standard beans, bullets, and Band-Aids or something else. It just makes sense because we're living in a crazy world. It's a crazy world, and cyber attacks. Who knows what's next? So, anyways, I just wanted to pass this information on, and if you got anything else to add to this, please put it in the comments below. Hit that like button, consider subscribing if you haven't, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.
So I ran from the cities and the noise and lies, found a piece of ground under open skies, hands in the dirt, sweat on my shirt, learning what living's really worth. While crooked men shake hands in rooms, selling souls to corporate suits. Society's sick, but I found the cure. A back road life, honest and pure. They can keep their throne and their golden news. This life out here's my modern exodus. I traded screens for a sunrise, callous palms, blisters, pride, planted seeds where hope was.